Hello, my name is Alvaro Pariente. I work for a consultancy company called VASS. We are Magnolia integrators, so we are in a partnership with Magnolia. And when I had first opportunity to come here and to share with you some of my experience, because we have been working with different CMS for a lot of time, the manager told me, okay, why don't you extend and why don't you change your experience working with Magnolia in the different clients? So as I didn't want to be bored, because I know that this is the nap time, at least in Spain, so I don't want you to fall asleep here. We try to focus on to compare with a customer journey. So I don't want to be very technical, and I try to focus more on how to succeed working with Magnolia projects. So first of all, I'm going to focus on if successful versus failure experiences, projects. Then we will go through the importance of knowing and understanding what the customer needs. This is very important when we are working together. I will mention some agile methodologies, which is something that some of the other already commented. And finally, I will just separate this journey in small stages, in giving some tips and how here is where when Magnolia takes place, and I will try to give you some tips. So first of all, I'd like you to answer me if all of you are working in projects, and would you like to have a pleasant journey in your projects, or would you like to have this kind of dark road when you don't know which is the final destination? So if you have to choose, which one will you choose? Which one is with me in the left one? Please raise your hand. Okay, small ones. The others like risks, right? So you like problems, you want to solve problems. Okay, that's not my case. So let's go through the business goals. When we try to work with the customer, we try to have some previous interviews in order to understand which are the needs. So we split up this in what we call the 4 I's. The first I is the insights. So which is the original idea, and why are we trying to work together with the customer? So this is very important, because sometimes when we start the journey, when we are the part in the journey, we really missed what we were the previous idea. So we really need to understand why are we speaking in that moment, and why we want to travel together during this journey. The second I, it's the impact. So you have an idea, you wanted to put it in practice, and what is the impact that you want to create in your customers? This is like answering why are we using this idea here. So the result will just result in creating business value. The third I, it's improvement, and I guess here is where Magnolia takes place. It's very impossible that we invent new things, of course, that we are doing, but we live in a generation, a technological generation, where many things can help us during this journey. So why cannot we use Magnolia or any other tools that help us in this journey? And finally, if we want to create impact through our ideas, we need to be innovative. Otherwise, we will be like the others. So the same. If we have different frameworks, different tools that provide value solutions, why don't we take this? Normally, we want to make a lot of things, and we try to program, we try to complicate ourselves, and we have a lot of tools that can be integrated, and that could help us within this journey. And before continuing, I would like to I will show you a video of a best practice while we are getting all these 4 eyes with a customer, and you will see how just drawing some small ideas we can manage this exercise.
Journey maps are a visual interpretation of an individual's relationship with an organization, service, product, or brand over time and across channels. A journey map helps us explore answers to the what-ifs that arise during research and conceptual design. They should include items like personas, a timeline, the emotions being felt by customers, touch points, and channels where the interactions are taking place. So how does one create a customer journey map? There are 9 key steps. Number 1, review the goals for the product or service. Number 2, gather our research. Some of my favorite research methods include customer interviews, contextual inquiry, customer surveys, customer support logs, web analytics, social media, and competitive intelligence.
Number 3, generate a list of customer touchpoints and the channels on which those touchpoints occur. For example, the touchpoint could be pay a bill, and the channels associated with that touchpoint could be pay online, pay in person, or pay via mail.
Number 4, conduct an exercise called an empathy map. Empathy maps depict the various facets of a persona and his or her experiences in a given scenario. The goal of the empathy map is to get a sense of how it feels to be that customer in this experience. Number 5, brainstorm with what we call lenses. This means we generate ideas in a short period of time with words representing key concepts, brand attributes, or mindsets that help us look at a problem in a different way. Number 6, complete an affinity diagram where we organize ideas and find cohesion in the team's concepts. It helps us focus on the right solutions for this audience. Number 7, this is the part you've been waiting for, sketching the journey. This is where we put together all the ideas the team generated for how to improve the future customer journey. Get creative on how you lay it out. There's no one way of sketching a customer journey. Number 8, refine and digitize. If visual design isn't your strong suit, consider collaborating with someone who can turn your journey map into an impressive artifact. And lastly, number 9 is to share them with zeal. Shout from the rooftops and display them prominently in common areas. That's all. I hope you found this.
Okay, so you see we give a lot of importance of what are the business goals. We try to go through these 4 eyes. First the ideas, then which impact we want to create, how we organize all the tools, how we get everything that we have in the market in order to go together within this journey and with the same goal. We are getting customer satisfaction, and finally always getting this in innovation in our solutions. So I have divided this journey in 5 different phases. So the first phase, it is the customer assessment. Here is where we normally have the first interviews with the customer. We try to understand the insights and the impact of the business. Sorry. The second phase is about the customer needs. Once we have decided that we can work together, that we already know the objectives, then we go through some functional and technical designs in order to understand and to go a little bit deeper on what we really need for the client. Then we go to the development phase. Here, maybe it is the one of the most important phases within this journey, as we have a big team working together with the customer, and we are putting more than 1 people, so it's very important that all of them have the same objective, that we work all together. We will see how this works with Agile, and that's all here. So then we go through the user acceptance test. So it's very important that what we are delivering is the thing that is creating value. So first, remember in the customer assessment, we were getting ideas and we were focusing on impact. So if we are delivering something in the development phase that really doesn't provide value, we are lost. I don't know how many of you, but in my experience, sometimes I have been working in projects in these journeys for years, and when we are delivering the product, finally, the product owner, the business says, what is this? And after 6 months, you get really shocked, like, okay, this is what we spoke seven months ago. No, it really doesn't work. So this phase has to be really together with business. And finally, if we reach to our objective in this journey, we really need to maintain and to put evolution in our solutions, because as you remember, we need to be innovative. And why don't you use Magnolia, which is a framework which is always updated, and they are providing new value. Okay, let's go through the first stage. First stage, it's a customer assessment. So how can we manage this and how Magnolia benefits here? Okay, first, what we do is have meetings with the customer, with the client, in order to identify their needs. So we get all the ideas. Remember the 4 I's? The first I was ideas, insights. We get all the insights, and based on our experience, we try to help them to find a way to get to this impact. So what we are doing is getting some priorities. So we have a lot of requirements, a lot of ideas, and we are avoiding this multitasking, which is very common as well. So sometimes we are working in a project, and the final client want to have like plenty of requirements. And we try to put a lot of effort on them, and we spend a lot of hours, and we try to understand. But how many of them really provides value? Why don't we just use or deliver at first the one that really provides value, and then we continue doing this maintenance evolution? Otherwise, we are working like in different themes, and we don't focus on the things that really provide value. So we weigh in customer requirements based on the ideas and the insights. Then what we do here is, remember with the improvements, the 3rd I, we do a benchmarking, defining best practices in order to provide business value. Here, we just go through the market. We, based on these requirements or these needs, what we are doing here is analyze all the technological tools, put them all together, and try to see how it works. So, how Magnolia benefits here? Magnolia has an important part, at least in Spain, which is that reduce the total cost of ownership. It really depends on many different stuff and licensing model, but it really does. As I mentioned before, Magnolia it's top of the market, and it's always updating and analyzing, like the example that we were able to listen this morning about the Internet of Things. So remember the 4 I. If we want to create impact, we want to have a pleasant journey within this client, it's very important to use frameworks that we can grow with them and that are always updated to final versions. Magnolia, it's simple, it's easy to use, and of course, it really reduces cost, because if we are working with teams that have already experience in Java or any other front-end frameworks, you don't need, the learning curve is not very high. So it's very easy to work with Magnolia at this point. And I will always say that it's very important to speak, to go in these pre-sales face to the customer, but speaking is nothing. I mean, we need to show, we need to do demonstrations. So if we have a tool that we have online demos, everyone can download the version and he can use it and show to the client which are the benefits or how can we cover these needs. So it seems very not important, but for me it's one of the way to engage this journey. So as you see here, I wanted to put an example. What we are doing here, we just get all this graphical and we weigh all the scopes, we get all the tools, and finally, depending on customer needs, we just recommend 1 or 2 or 3 or as many as the journey will help us. All right. The second stage, the customer needs. So we already have understood which are the needs, which are the ideas and the impact that we want to create, but we need to help them to build this journey. And we wanted to do it together. So what we do here, we go a little bit deeper. We get some functional interviews in order to understand every single requirement. And as I mentioned before, we try to put a bit of order here, because what is important for us is to build something that creates this value and then try to work in the maintenance stage. So we design autonomy solutions. This is something that it's really demanding right now. We want business to use the tool. So there has been always some controversial stuff about IT and business. Here, we are working all together. What we are doing here is creating these digital transformation solutions through responsive designs. We try to be innovative as well. We build global and multilingual requirements. And another important point that I mentioned in the slide before is that it really reduces time to market, experimenting time to value. And how do we manage this? You can see a real picture. I'm not in the picture, but we have the product owner, which is speaking with a team. We are having kind of an interview, trying to understand all the requirements. What we are doing in this session is measuring the effort of the requirements and try to see which are the main points that really creates value for business, because those ones will be the one that we will deliver before. So how Magnolia benefits here? Okay, the entire platform builds together a customer experience. We can take advantage of this framework that let us preview in desktop, tablet, and mobile. We maintain the sentence of keeping it simple, so it's ready to develop. And we, as everyone, I guess, have a mobile phone. Everyone knows how to use it. And Magnolia, through the APPs, we try to give this usable tool to business. And remember, teamwork and collaboration. If we are departing this journey together, it's very important that business and the IT team work all together. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So once we have understood everything, we have assessed with all the tools that we are going to use, we start the development phase. So what are we doing here is we try to use as much as out-of-the-box functionalities that Magnolia or any other tool help us here. Sometimes we need to integrate, we need to extend some components, and that's not a big deal. But if we have some components that are already working and that have been tested before, we need to use them. We are not going to invent anything. What we do here as well is like we use as a Java standard framework. So as we have a lot of experience with Java, it will reduce the time and effort. I was lucky yesterday to assist to workshop of integration, and I can assure you that Magnolia is able to integrate with whatever, I guess. We were able yesterday to have some exercises integrating with Amazon. So we are able to extend. And sometimes here, I really have discussions with the customer, because they say, no, I want to transform. I have chosen Magnolia to be my CMS, and I want to delete the other tools that I don't want it. And maybe that's an error, because what is important here is that we build a platform that really helps us during our journey. So we can take advantage of other capabilities of tools that we have already implemented in our company in order to create more value. Normally, we work with Agile methodologies. We use Scrum and Kanban. So we are delivering, as I told you before, small pieces of functionalities that creates value. So business, product owner, it's always ready to test. It's always ready to put it in practice. What we are avoiding here is to deliver something that it has been tested later, and that finally it doesn't make sense, because for business he wanted another thing. How Magnolia benefits through this development stage. We are able to reuse out-of-the-box functionalities I already mentioned. We have the 24/7 support. We have online resources in order to understand, in order to get information, examples, and everything that we need. We have a stable and flexible tool. I've seen on the website that they call a Switch watch, so I guess it has to be like this. And what I really like is the collaboration tool. I've seen some wikis and forums where developers share code, share components, share doubts, and this is the way we need to grow. So what we finally are getting, it's motivated teams. When I say teams, I'm including the customer, and I'm including the partner as well. So we are getting motivated teams with fantastic feedbacks, because we are delivering small pieces of code. So we are getting feedback if this is value, or if we need to change something. And through this agile development, we finally build this product. And our goal altogether is to get to the final destination. I truly believe in incidents, and I truly believe on changes. So come on, if we are developing, if we are in this journey together for months, we have to know that it could be changes, because our idea had changed and business wants to create another thing. So we need to be flexible, otherwise we are lost. So our fourth stage goes through the user acceptance test. I have separated, but as I'm mentioning, it could be part of development phase. What we are doing here, we work in sprints of 2 or 3 weeks. It really depends on what we are delivering. And business decides which are the main functionalities that provides value. So these ones are the first that we are testing. We test all together. We use the UAT, and it needs to be iterative and well organized. So through our experience, we put workflows here. We put different roles within the team with business, and try to correct all the incidents that has appeared, and try to be flexible with changes. So how Magnolia help us here? I mentioned before as well that we have a multi-device preview, so we are able to test in tablet and mobile phone just through this framework. For developers, it's really easy to integrate with testing tools. We have like Jenkins, Maven, JUnit. So what we are doing here is a continuous integration process. Developers based on automated tests and smoke tests. So every time they are releasing new sprints, they are testing what they are doing. And when we have a big product, it's really important to test what you have been doing the rest of the month. And finally, we take advantage of some Groovy scripts in order to test activation, crawling tests, logs, and all the things that are very important as well for the performance. And finally, if we are lucky and we haven't had many problems, we have achieved our first destination. So we are in the maintenance and evolution part. We have delivered a product where business is comfortable with it. So what we propose here is the deployment cycle, which consists in 4 phases. We have the plan, do, check, and add. What we are doing in plan is, okay, we have the product already. We have checked with the market how this is getting impact, how many customers we are engaging, and we plan new value functionalities. So once all of them has been analyzed and has been approved, what we do here is we execute these ideas, these insights again. We execute them, we deliver, and what we do right now is check if they really provide value or not. We already have built the entire product, but we are adding small pieces, a small functionality in order to cover and to empower our solution. And finally, we decide if we want to publish or not. And this is a continuous process. So we are always planning, doing, checking, and acting if it really works out or not. How Magnolia benefits here? Magnolia gives autonomy to business department to create, to manage this customer experience. So they are able to create contents, they are able to upload pictures, upload assets, they are able to create campaigns for Christmas, for summer, for holidays, depending on the business that we are speaking about. So Magnolia is able to give business the autonomy to work, while IT teams are working, creating new components. Then we have a modular framework that it's able to extend. So if we have any other solution that can be integrated, we can manage and we can do it. We have an omni-channel customer experience framework where we can test within different devices. And one of the things that really impressed me when I watched Magnolia first was the personalization. I already watched other CMS personalization, but I really realized here that through trades, locations, or categories, or time of the day, or any other, we are able to show different contents, and we can engage different customers. And the most funny thing here is that you are able to preview how your page is going to behave in the future, depending on different segments. And that's really cool. So finally, we are getting online analytic reports, and we are doing this plan, do, check, and act, depending on the feedback of our business. So before ending, I just want to summarize a little bit what we have been doing. First of all, we need to understand the customer needs, and we do it through the 4 I's. We have the insights, we have the impact, so we have the ideas, what the origin of this talk. Then we have the impact, which impact, how do we want to create in the market? And then we have the improvements. Okay, which tools do I already have? Which tools can let me work better in this journey. And then remember that we need top tools that have innovation inside. So I hope you like this conference, and I will be at the party tonight. So if you have any further question or anything, just put in contact with me. Thank you very much.